Hello, my name is Kerry from Kerry's Card Creations. Welcome. So I'm back today with a project. So I'm going to do St. Patrick's Day project. So I am in a swap with some friends of mine, and we don't really celebrate massively St. Patrick's Day here in England because obviously it's a big Irish celebration. But for me, any excuse to celebrate anything really. So that's what we're going to do. So my second time of filming. So this first bit I've already done, and then I lost some pieces, so I had to stop the camera and go and find them. So we're going to make like a bag, and in this bag I'm going to put in 3 of these. I can never say that word, so I'm not going to say it. I've got 3 green ones of those, and then I've got some gold coins. So that I've designed this to fit that. Right, I have got a piece of white card. This measures 14 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres, and I've scored it on the short side at 3.5 and 6, and then I've turned it and scored it on the long side at 2.5 and 11.5. Fold and burnish, which obviously I've done already. Fold and burnish. Excuse me. Right, and then the only cutting you need to do is these. So I've got it on the short side, and you've got a square in the centre, top and bottom. So you just cut up the square and then miter into the square. So cut up, cut up, cut up, and then miter, so that you're left with these glue-in tabs. So that's the shape that we've got, okay? So before I glue this together, I have got 2 pieces of coloured card. These measure 3 by 8.5. So I've got 2 pieces of pattern paper that measure 2.5 by 8. I'm going to apologise for I've got a bit of a glare. It is ever so sunny here today. No, my glue doesn't want to work. Where's my pin? It's going to be one of those days today. Yeah, it is very sunny and the sun is very low. And because my craft room is south facing, and the window is here on my right hand side, so I've held on as long as I can till it's died down a little bit, so I haven't got so much of a... Right, so if you've got a directional paper, you want your paper facing into the centre. This green card is from a really old pad from the range, and these papers are really pretty. This is from what I got from Etsy. I've had a few days off, so Henry is on half term, so I worked Wednesday. I worked all day Wednesday, and then I didn't work at all yesterday. I spent the whole day with Henry and my daughter yesterday, and I've spent all of this morning. I got home about 2 o'clock, so I thought I've got to get some work done. Right, I've got 2 pieces of coloured card. These measure 2 by 2, 2 pieces of pattern paper, 1.5 by 1.5. Yeah, so I've not crafted. This is the first time I've been back in my craft room since Wednesday afternoon. I finished late Wednesday afternoon. So this is the first time I've been back in my craft room. It is and it's very windy, so if you can hear the wind, and it's banging my craft room door. Right, okay. Oh gosh, no, I just realised that's not right. Oh. Right, forget those two sizes. Let me start that again. Now then, these side pieces need to be right. Let me start that all over again. These side pieces need to be two pieces of coloured card that need to be 2 by 3. 2 by 3, so let's put that at 3, so that's 2 by 3. Sorry about that, I don't know what happened now, I had a bit of a moment. 2 by 3, so these need to be 2.5 by 1.5. So I want 2 pieces of pattern paper that are 2.5 by 1.5. There, I had a moment now. Total loss of concentration there for a minute. Right. 2 by 3, 1.5 by 2.5. And they're going to go on one of these pieces here. Right, sorry about that. At least you know now that I too can make mistakes. It's not straight, Kerry. Right, that's that one. Move all these bits out my way. I don't like an untidy desk. See, that's what happens when you have to take time off. Don't take time off, Kerry. Right. Right, so we're going to add glue to the top of these two tabs here, the two centre tabs. Add glue to them. Bring those up, and you want to stick those to the sides that don't have any paper on. So I'm just going to bring that over and stick that down. So you glue the tab piece to the side that does not have the paper on it. Okay, then we're going to add glue to the inside of the two sections that do have the paper on. And bring them round. And just line that all up. Bring that round. So you've got this little tray. So hopefully, oh look at that, there we go. My sweets and my gold coins. Should fit in there, look at that. Okay, now my next piece, this piece measures. This is 20.5, is it? No, it is, yeah, 20.5 centimetres by 9 centimetres. And I've scored it on the long side at 9 centimetres, and then I turned it and I scored the opposite side at 9 centimetres. And you want to fold and burnish. Right, 2 pieces of coloured card. These measure 8.5 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres. 2 pieces of pattern paper that measure 8 centimetres by 8 centimetres. And just to say, I've rounded the corners off the top and bottom of this piece, and I've rounded the corners off on my coloured card pieces and my pattern paper pieces. Okay. And again, if your paper is directional, then it needs to go in. So we yesterday we took, so Henry had some money he'd saved up, so yesterday we took him to the big toy shop in the next town from where we live, and then today we have taken him to meet up with his friends, and they went to the play centre, and we took him for lunch. So he's had a fun-filled morning. So him and his mum have gone home now. Right, so that's that piece. So that piece goes like that. So this piece here now sticks in the bottom of that piece there, and that piece comes up like that. So I'm only just going to add glue to the bottom of this piece. I'm just going to glue that right in between those 2 score lines. So while that is, I've got my crocodile. I'm just going to grab some ribbon. I don't think I've got any pretty green. Right, so then I'm just going to bring those together. That's the, and I'm going to punch now. I want to make sure I put these in the right place. I'm going to do those bigger holes. I'm going to punch 2 holes in there like that. One like that. I'm just going to thread my ribbon through. Tie a bow. Tying bows on boxes is never the easiest of tasks. Especially when it's satin ribbon and I can't see what I'm doing now. Let's try this. Let's try this whole thing again. Let's do a double knot. Right, here we go. Right, one last time. Usually I can tie bows. I tie bows all the time, but today it's not happening. It's going to be one of those days where everything I film is going to go wrong, isn't it? There we go. There she goes. Okay. This is a really beautiful green. So for years, I actually did not like the colour green. I went to a church school. It was a Church of England school, and my school uniform was green and gold up until I was 11. And I think I was my mum used to knit all my school uniform. So my school uniform was never the proper colours. So it was like a bottle green, our jumpers, and I don't think I ever wore bottle green. There you go. Isn't that sweet? I think that's so lovely. Okay, so I have got I actually bought a stamp and die set and some extra cutting dies, and they was St. Patrick's Day themed, and I've got these cute little mice, so I thought I would pop him. I might pop him on there actually, because I quite like him, and a couple of shamrocks, so I'm going to pop him on there on some foam pads. So I don't think in all the years I was there, so was I there from 7 till 11, is that right? And yeah, I don't think I ever wore the correct uniform in colour, because my mum handmade all my jumpers. Right, so I'm just going to pop him off to the left, and then I've got a couple of sentiments. Let's see. A good friend is like a 4-leaf clover. That's what I'm going to put on there. Isn't that pretty? Right, let's just I want to put this on a piece of green. Have I got a piece of scrap green in my box? Because I don't want to. I'm just going to put this on a piece of scrap green. So yeah, I didn't like green for a very long time. When I first moved to Somerset, I worked for a big holiday company. I worked in their restaurant, and my uniform was bright orange. And for a long time after, I could not, orange and me were not friends. And I mean bright, really bright orange, shocking orange. Right, that's that. Right, let's pop a foam pad on the back of here on my left hand side, and pop some glue on the right. Let's tidy that up and that up. I'll stick my finger to it. Just stick him on there. A good friend is like a 4-leaf clover. There you go. There's my little St. Patrick's Day project. So I hope you give it a go. If you would give me a thumbs up, that would be lovely. Leave me a comment and I'll be back again soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.